Hi there, welcome to our new series, Keeping Up with a Changing Market. At Changing Latitudes Real Estate, we believe knowledge is power. So today we're talking about the 3 reasons why today's market isn't like it was in 2008. With all the headlines and talk in the media about the shift in the housing market, you might be thinking this is a housing bubble. But it's only natural for those thoughts to creep in that make you think it could be a repeat of what took place in 2008. But the good news is there's concrete data to show why this is nothing like the last time. So number 1, there's still a shortage of homes on the market. But today, there's not a surplus. For historical context, there were too many homes for sale during the housing crisis, many of which were short sales and foreclosures. And that caused prices to fall dramatically. So supply has increased since the start of this year, but there's still a shortage of inventory available overall. So primarily due to almost 15 years of underbuilding homes. The graph below uses data that the National Association of Realtors to show how the month's supply of homes available now compares to the crash. Today, unsold inventory sits at just a 3.2 month supply at the current sales price, which is significantly lower than the last time. There just isn't enough inventory on the market for home prices to come crashing down like they did last time, even though some overheated markets may experience slight declines. And number 2, mortgage standards were much more relaxed back then. During the lead up to the housing crisis, it was much easier to get a home loan than it is today. Running up to 2006, banks were creating artificial demand by lowering lending standards and making it easy for just about anyone to qualify for a home or refinance their current home to take money out of. Back then, lending institutions took on much greater risk in both the person and the mortgage products offered. That led to mass defaults, foreclosures, and falling prices. Today, things are different, and purchasers face much higher standards from the mortgage companies. The graph below uses mortgage credit availability, which shows the data from the Mortgage Bankers Association to help tell the story. In that index, the higher the number, the easier it is to get a mortgage. The lower the number, the harder it is. In the latest report, the index fell by 5.4%, indicating standards are tightening. This graph also shows just how different things are today compared to the spike in credit availability leading up to that crash. Tighter lending standards over the past 14 years have helped prevent a scenario that would lead to a wave of foreclosures like the last time. And finally, number 3, the foreclosure volume is nothing like it was during the crash. Another difference is the number of homeowners that were facing foreclosure after the housing bubble burst. Foreclosure activity has been lower since the crash, largely because buyers today are more qualified and less likely to default on those loans. And the graph below uses this data from ADAM Data Solutions to help paint the picture of how different things are this time around. Not to mention, homeowners today have options they didn't have in the housing crisis, with so many people owed more on their mortgages than their homes were worth. Today, many homeowners are equity rich. That equity comes in large part from the way home prices have appreciated over time. According to CoreLogic, the total average equity per borrower has now reached almost $300,000 in the highest data series. Rick Sharga, Executive Vice President of Market Intelligence at ADAM, explains the impact has this. Very few of the properties entering the foreclosure process have reverted to the lender at the end of the foreclosure. We believe that this may be an indication that borrowers are leveraging their equity and selling their homes rather than risking the loss of their equity in a foreclosure auction. So this goes to show homeowners are in a completely different position this time. For those facing challenges today, many have the option to use their equity to sell their house and avoid the foreclosure process. So the bottom line, if you're concerned we're making the same mistake that led to the housing crash, the graphs above should help alleviate your fears. Concrete data and expert insights clearly show why this is nothing like the last time. If you found this informational helpful, be sure to like and follow our channel for more videos. And be sure to stay tuned for our next video as we talk about the 3 trends that are good news for today's homebuyers.